Okay, it's 5:30, April 5th. I'd like to call the meeting of the Design Review Board to order. This is, well, I already said the time, so that's good. I'm going to do roll call. Ed Briggs. Here. Peter Gaffer. Present. Thank you. Stephen Green. Excused. Is he excused?
Yes,
okay.
He is excused.
And Lori Gannell excused. Ben Lepley.
Present.
Yes. And Doug Taylor, present. And Ted Schriever.
Present.
Yep. And Frank Davis.
Present.
Thank you, sir. I am going to just quickly say that we're working off of the new design, what do we call them?
Standards.
Yeah.
As of April 1st.
Yeah, so we're working with the new standards that can be online.
On the website, or you can come to City Hall.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we're going to make a call to the public where residents can speak on items that are not on the agenda tonight. And you have a 3-minute limit. So is anyone here to speak?
No.
Okay. We're going to start with old business, agenda item 1, application 22-65, 102 Laughlin Avenue. It's a contributing structure, it's residential, and the representatives will be Joseph and Dana Dorner. I'll let you tell them what the scope of work is.
Yes, I've been approved to move the structure to a different location. And in talking about how that structure then would be braced and structurally sound, it came to light that actually dropping the structure to a lower would not only look better, but make it more of a sturdy structure. And that by enclosing it, then the walls would actually be the bracing for the structure. And it seemed like probably someday I'd want to enclose it anyway. So I would like to amend it so I could do that.
I have a question, I'm asking myself if I can ask a question. I saw that there's an addition, and I couldn't tell by the drawings where that addition was.
Yes, it would be on the back side, one half of it.
Where it sticks out a little bit?
Yes, just to accommodate that a car could fit in.
I'm going to continue my question. I noticed that you submitted a new drawing for the garage door, which we appreciate that it looks like a 4-part door rather than a big opening. But it also, let's see if I wrote down what it was. It's fiberglass and...
I believe it's steel, that particular one.
Okay, I thought that the product cut said fiberglass.
It's the one that's right here.
Yeah, I thought that said fiberglass.
No, I believe it's steel.
Oh, that's, okay, so, and then the door is the man door is fiberglass, is that correct?
Yes. No, I think that was also steel.
Okay.
Steel door holds up better.
Actually, I may have pulled the wrong product key, Mr. Taylor. I do apologize. The door is supposed to be steel, but it will look like the one that's in the picture.
Yeah.
It's just going to be steel.
Well, I think we ought to read that into the record.
Yeah, when you make the motion, just make sure that you put that in there. And I do apologize. I pulled the wrong one.
Okay, that's fine.
I apologize, Mr. Dorner.
Oh, no problem.
So do we have anybody else that has questions? I know that Ben in the past has liked the corrugated steel, that kind of opening, but I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I found 2 or 3 different brands that had that same look. You know, it seemed to me, like you said, you know, just seeing a big flat panel. But if it doesn't roll up, of course, it's real inconvenient to use the garage. Or not roll up.
I did skip over, do we have any, I'm sorry, Mr.
No.
Do we have any comments from anyone else? Okay. then, are you done with your presentation, sir? Are you done with your presentation? Okay.
Unless you have
Do
more
we have any
questions.
staff comments? No?
I like these doors.
Seeing that, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it look like a carriage front.
Yeah.
You wanna see what a picture of it looks like? This is actually Costco. The one you're seeing is from Lowe's, and this one has a curved window, which I wouldn't want, but, you know, they do look nice. And,
Are you're not gonna have a divider in the middle, or I see you have
No,
a divider?
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
just, trying to get that same look with the handles. and
Okay, so that was 2 twos
Yeah.
instead of 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any other comments from the board? No? Okay. Anyone want to make a motion?
I motion that we approve as shown.
Can we add the steel?
Yeah, well, it should be amended that it would be a steel door, man door.
I second it.
I'll second.
Okay. Peter seconds.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes.
Okay. Agenda item 2,
I have
application.
one more quick
Okay.
thing. I would just like to thank Amanda at the city. She was really helpful and, helped
That's
me
great.
through this.
We love Amanda.
Yeah.
Yep.
and,
I'll make sure I pass that on.
City's glad to, lucky to have her.
Okay.
Yep, I'll
Well,
pass that on.
That was Nina's good hiring.
Oh, thank you guys. I mean, for trying to keep the city what it should be.
Thank you, sir. Agenda item 2, application 23-06, 800A Tombstone Canyon, non-contributing residential. Owner representative is, the owner's representative is the Solar Store. And there you are.
I'm here.
Okay, great, sir, thank you. Do you want to describe your project?
Well, could I get your name real quick? I'm sorry.
Kevin Kraus, KRAUSC. It's a small project. We're using their back building away from the view of the street. It's going to be a singular array with 8 panels that sits up about 4 foot on the back. It will not be visible from the street, and it's basically a system that's going to help Mrs. Germain reduce some of the utility expense. The equipment for the AC disconnect, the meters, the combiner box is going directly next to the power box itself to tie in for the backfeeding process through SSVEC. Or no, actually, is it APS?
APS, I believe.
APS. Yeah. I've worked at 8 of them, so I sometimes don't know where I'm at. So it's a pretty straightforward, simple project.
Okay, so, let's see what we got. Are you done with your presentation?
Sure.
Okay. Do we have any staff comments? Do we have any comments from the public? Okay, do we have any staff comments? Do we have any comments from the board? My only comment is that I would have liked to have seen something from the neighbor overlooking it, but it's been noticed long enough. There wasn't a comment we have in the.
We did get one comment that was in
In favor.
support, and I can read that if you'd like.
Sure, that'd be great.
I'm sorry, I apologize. This one is from the Braxtons, and their property is across from Tombstone Canyon, from the 800A Tombstone Canyon, and they have no objections to this application, and in fact think that it will be a positive addition to the home, perhaps encouraging other homeowners to also install solar panels.
That's great. Thank you. Do we have a motion on this?
I motion on, to approve item number, where is it?
2306.
2306.
Okay. I'll second it, I guess.
Yep.
Peter didn't beat me to it then.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, see? He's probably having dinner.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Alrighty, so you'll just finalize your permit
And how-
with the city.
What's the process?
I'll call Julie tomorrow and let her know.
Perfect. She usually handles all this for us. There you go.
Yep, so I'll call her.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Back to Tucson. See you later.
Okay. Next agenda item 3, application 2311-11, 713 Warren Avenue. It's a contributing structure, residential, and the representative is Donna Shell.
Yes, give me just 1 second, I gotta call her.
Okay. She considered being here.
Hello?
Hi, Ms. Shell, this is Nina with the City of Bisbee. We're at the Design Review Board. I have you on the phone for the board for discussion of your item.
Okay.
Ms. Shell, do you want to present your item?
I beg your pardon?
Would you, this is Doug Taylor, acting chair. Would you like to present your proposal?
Yes, I would like to say a few things.
Okay,
I have a few questions.
okay.
One was, there any special reason that I didn't receive a response to my first and second applications for the permit? Both were submitted in October and in November before the November meeting.
I think the issue is that the permits can't be issued until there's design review board approval in the historic district.
No,
You're coming across very fuzzy to me, but I think I got it.
that was Joe Ward.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I paid a $74 fine for the permit, and then later I was asked to pay an additional $170. I really don't know what that was for. Can you explain what it was for?
I believe it was for the permit, it just has not been issued yet. So Michelle, you paid the $170 for the permit, it just can't be issued yet until the Design Review Board decides your application.
I'm having a lot of trouble
Doug, can you
understanding
see if you
you.
can tell?
It's not because of my hearing, it's the phone.
Okay. Can you hear me, Michelle?
Yes.
Okay. That was your application fee for your
It was for
your
the building permit, and that was for the fine.
And that was the fine and the permit, and that can't be
Oh,
issued.
the fine?
Yeah.
That was the 170 was the fine.
That was it was doubled, so whatever it was doubled.
Apparently, the permit can't be issued until the design review board finds that your proposal works for your building.
Okay. This is not a question, but I just want to add something. This window at issue cannot be seen driving down Star Avenue, Tombstone Canyon, or even the street I live on, Moran. That's just to let you know.
Yeah, and we get that a lot. Unfortunately,
Okay.
yeah, unfortunately we can't take into consideration whether it can be seen or not. It's
Okay.
it,
I wish that.
especially with a
had been
contributing.
extraordinary.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, did you receive copies of the letter I sent to Miss Nina?
Yes, it's on your.
Yes, we did. Yes,
Did you?
yes.
Okay. So, I think I've said just about everything I can say in there.
Okay, can you refresh my memory? I did read it, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay. I am willing to comply with the board's request to remove the window I currently have in place and replace it with an historically accurate window, but
pretty good.
I mean, 89, sorry.
Oh, 89, oh, okay, forget it then, you're too young. You have to be older than the building to make it, count.
I'm getting there. Okay, and presently, I simply do not have funds for the replacement.
We understand.
The replacement of, well, let's see, that's just a gratuitous line. The amount needed to, again, replace one or more windows will cost, I estimate it would cost about $20,000 because it's going to take 3 windows and it's going to take the revamping of the sheetrock and everything on the inside of that wall as well.
Well, I hope it's not that much, but that may be a correct number.
Yeah.
One window just won't do it of the old style.
Right.
If in the meantime, the board could furnish me with a schematic diagram or a photograph of the east side of my house in 1910.
I don't think we had that. I think we looked for it. Do you have it?
No,
Oh.
we looked for that, so when I asked the board, their suggestion, and which they can vote on tonight, was that you repeat the triple window to the left on your current elevation.
Could the man who was speaking
Yes,
tell me what she said?
Yes, you have the suggestion was you have a triple window to the left of the window that is the subject of this discussion. It's a 3-part, looks like it's a double hung window with divided light, which means little divisions in the window. And it is appropriate for the building and probably has been there since 1910. The repeat of that in the opening that you have now, or a slightly modified opening, would be in keeping with the way the house probably looked. But since we don't have any photos, we're sort of guessing at that, but I think that that's a pretty good guess. If that works for you to repeat that window, use that window as the model for the new window, I think we can move forward and make a motion. Do we have anybody from the public that wants to speak on this? Okay, staff, anything else?
No, I want to be clear what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're talking about the windows that are on my porch?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and by the way, I think it's entirely possible that the house is covered in siding. If this is the case, and I can supply a photograph, do you want me to replace siding?
That, if it brings it back to its original, it seems like that would limit your light, but if that's the original look, we'd appreciate that. Because you are a contributing structure, so we are trying to make it, well, all of us being we, trying to make it, more like what it was in 1910.
And years ago, I did some of that. I replaced a screen door that was very elaborate and was kind of thrown in the dirt and everything, and I also replaced balusters. So I know what that can cost.
Okay.
I was working at the time.
Right.
And if it's siding, that I could maybe afford. So, but you would be forcing me to live in a cave.
Right, that's what I was concerned about. And I don't think it probably was there may have been only one window there, but we'd have to see proof of that.
I think it was a porch, and if you come inside, you'll see a little jet.
Oh, I see, okay. That makes sense.
Well,
Joe.
anyway.
What's the top?
I'm
Joe.
dying to find a photograph of it.
Okay, that's part of what we're looking at dealing with tonight. And Joe Ward has a couple of comments here.
All I can say was that, before there was air conditioning and coolers in houses, they had even more windows than we use today. And so the odds of that being no window on the end of that house. It's kind of remote.
But you would, if you went out there, and I don't wanna tie up your time, I know you got a lot to do, but if you went out there and it turned out it was a porch, if she wanted to bring it back to a porch, is that what you're saying, Ms. Shell?
Yes, if that's what it was,
Okay.
and those are your rules, surely I would have to.
Okay, that may work. Can we go to any other staff, any other board members have anything to say? Ben Lepley?
Yeah,
Give me a good one. Give me a good reply.
Here it comes. Well, it's from Ben, it's always good from Ben.
it looks to me like the window that's on the porch is very similar in size and proportion to the new window that needs to be replaced, and I would try and go that direction, and I would be willing to be very lenient on time frame
Yeah.
on this. But I think turning it into a porch seems pretty extreme.
Right, and it would, there's an interior there now. Ms. Shell, I'm gonna ask any other board members have a comment?
Well, I would,
I'm not so
Ted
certain
Shriver?
that, could you rather encapsulate his comment? I think I heard it.
Yeah, he just picked up the phone. too.
Yeah, the windows on the porch look like the same proportion as the new window that needs to be replaced, so I would try and match the porch windows and just keep it as simple as possible without much siding or drywall or anything that would make it incredibly complex.
I think it would be a lot less expensive, nowhere in the neighborhood of 20,000.
It
Talking a
maybe
couple
she could
grand.
fit the framing that's there now.
Yes.
Yeah, we could probably do
Well,
that.
another thing I want to tell you is the windows on the porch are the same as the windows on the, south side of the house. There's a small bedroom there. They've been nailed shut for years because I don't have the money to open them. But they were crank-out windows. Now that seems to me a window that maybe came in the 50s.
Yeah, that may be true. Are those three windows on that porch are double hung, correct?
They're crank-out and
they're
they're
crank-out. Yeah.
double hung. Wait a minute.
Do they slide up and down, or do they crank
Oh,
the?
no, they crank out.
Okay.
If
Casement.
they weren't nailed shut, and if there were any cranks left. But you can see where the cranks were. And on the south side of the house, which means going around the corner.
Okay. Yeah, she's talking about another side, yeah. Well, here's what we'd like to do, Ms. Shell. I'm gonna make a motion, if you don't mind. I would like to give you 6 months, and it doesn't mean it has to be done, but if you could come back in 6 months and talk to us again about it. I would like to ask Mr. Ward to maybe stop by or make an appointment to come by and verify what kind of windows, and maybe he can just briefly help you get to the goal of at least what it is, and that way you can put a budget together. But I think right now, based on your letter and other, the summer's coming and all that, I think 6 months from now, so whatever that is, you can be back for whatever meeting that is, if that works for you.
Well, okay, I would like to have Mr. Ward come and give me some advice.
I think he will do that. He's a good guy.
I mean, and that's not what I heard.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't spoken to his wife, so.
Yeah, that was it. I was talking to his wife.
You're quite the jokester, it's hard to tell on the phone, but you're doing well. So let me put that motion in more concisely. I move to allow the applicant to have 6 months to determine what strategy to come up with and a budget that she can live with. And we will ask Mr. Ward for a favor, even though he's been insulted by that, a favor of going out and visiting her and seeing what she has. How's that? And don't put that on the record. It's on the record, I know, but okay, Ms. Shell, is that good for you?
That is.
Okay.
And I thank the board.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do we have a
All
second?
right.
I
Oh,
second.
that's
I
right,
second.
yeah. So that has passed. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Shell.
All those in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Thank
opposed?
you, and the board. Bye.
Thank you. That was like trying to land a Cessna. No landing gear. Okay.
Good job.
Sorry, what that was, I didn't hear a second.
Yeah, there was a second. Ted. Yeah.
I beat you to it, Peter.
Yeah, I know, Peter. You're chomping at the bit
I
here.
just didn't hear it. And I just wanted to.
No, she got a
We
second.
miss these things and we have to come back, revisit them. Thank you.
Thank you. I am going to recuse myself from the next item. Ben, would you please be in charge of that?
Okay, 1 second.
It's item number 4.
Thank you. New business, agenda item number 4, application 2315 4 Shearer Avenue, listed as 27 Subway Alley, for signage. Is anyone here? Okay. So if you could just give us a quick intro of what this is, and then we'll, what's that?
Yeah, it's just a sign. It's a 33-inch diameter octagonal sign that's going to be painted metallic green gold with lettering and trim with 3M reflective, just like they are on actual stop signs, but they're green, mounted up perpendicular to the building. And it says the rest up.
Okay, any staff comments?
I normally do administrative approvals, but if it doesn't fit the standards that have been given, and even though it's something you guys have probably approved, I'm not in a position to administratively approve, and that's why we have this one.
Okay, has everyone seen this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so is anyone here to speak from the public on this? No, okay. Move to board discussion. Any comments?
Yeah, I mean, if it's at the height that the signs are supposed to be, which is 9 feet, right?
Yep.
And it's got a sign holder.
Yep.
I think that's great.
That's good.
Okay, anyone want to make a motion?
I have a motion to approve item number 23-15.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Okay, agenda item number 5, 20, no, was that one we just did? No, 2316, 12 Main Street. It's the S is for, when it's an S building, it's,
Significant.
yeah, there you go. I'm
Sorry, I
getting-
wasn't
I'm getting
following.
old, it's just creeping up on me.
I wasn't following.
It's a commercial building, and the applicant is Ben Lepley, architect. And Ben, you want to present your design?
So, recusing myself from the board on this one. So this is a pretty cool old building. It started its life out around 1905 as a hospital clinic. for injured miners in the shafts right above it. But it only lasted as that for a few years until the fire of 1908. It did not get damaged in the fire, but it was rebuilt around that time as the newspaper building it still is now. When that happened, back then in 1905, it looked like a typical Tombstone, Arizona building with a porch on the front. When they put the printing press into the basement, they had to rip the entire front of the building off to get this thing down into the basement. And they put a new front on it, which is the front you see now, which is a little bit later, 1908-ish, 1910-ish. It was rebuilt right before the new library, the library that we have now, was put in. So that's just some background information that I discovered in doing the project. The owners are still the same newspaper company, the Herald Wick Communications. They would like to have retain the current use of office space down below as maybe rental to a business or some sort of civic use. And then upstairs, they want to change it from a printing press letter room where they used to do all the typesetting into a residential unit. Now, if you might remember, I had a project on Subway Street that the same exact thing happened, where upstairs is still being turned into a residential unit. When that happens, the fire code has a huge change, and you need to have a direct exit outside and sprinkler systems and all this stuff when you have that mixed use thing happen. So that's the case here, in that fire code is making us put a new exit on the back. And that also allows for the resident upstairs to be able to park on Commerce Street and go in and out of Commerce Street without disturbing any other side of the building, or put a stairwell on the inside or anything like that. Therefore, it is a change to the facade of the building. I would note that pretty much every other building on Commerce Street has had, except for the library, has had a new staircase sometime in its history put on the back. I think there might be a couple that isn't, but it's a typical New York City style addition, if you will. We also are going to try and add one parking space for the downstairs unit there, and we've already started some work in just replacing rotten bricks like for like with bricks that are not water damaged or ice damaged. And we also applied for replacing like for like windows and doors, and we're talking to, and I think in the packet there is a window manufacturer out of Tucson that makes exact replicas out of solid wood, doors and windows, similar to...
It was in the electronic packet, not in the what you were going to approve tonight, sorry.
Yeah, there was a project, I think John might have worked on it, in the Gulch, where they redid their front windows and stuff like for like out of solid wood. So we're going that route as well. So yeah.
Okay. Is that, you ready for the staff comments?
Yeah, so it's basically all we're applying for right now is just that porch on the back. And then from there, we're gonna do like real engineering and kind of get it drawn up for construction.
And we don't have any public comment, do we?
Nope.
Okay. Staff comment?
I think it's entirely appropriate, and it looks nice.
That's great. And now we go to board discussion, and I would say that Joe and I agree on this, that life safety is paramount and probably beats historic. It doesn't mean that if a building is leaning and ready to fall down, that's not life safety. That's a building that needs to be brought back to life. Life safety is means of egress, means of ingress, fire code stuff. So I think that that's super important. I just wanted to put a footnote there. I know Joe thinks that's important. Do we have any other board discussion? Peter, anybody?
No, I looked at the drawings, I thought they were comprehensive and very clear. I'm okay with it.
Okay, looks like we have no other comment. Does anyone want to make a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion.
Okay, Peter, thank you.
To approve application number 23-16 as presented.
Okay, and I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, then.
Mr. Gaffer, I know you have to go.
I'm good at the moment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get in there.
Okay, I apologize. I thought you told me you had to go, but I'm glad to see.
Actually, I had my dinner early.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so very much.
No problem.
Thank you, Peter. He's having fun.
Keep things moving.
We're going to go to agenda item 6, application 2318, 37 OK Street. It's a contributing structure, it's commercial. The representative is Tammy Gold. Well, John Sky for Tammy Gold, I take it. Go ahead, John.
So we got an addition on the side of the, I don't know, 100-year-old bar or something. We're gonna do, pretty much I just left it, we did an exact replica of the window, the existing windows that are in the bar, and we tried to keep it right at the same height. And I just wanted to wrap it in like T11 siding, and maybe, I'm totally kidding.
Thank you.
Really, all that I'm here for, the windows will slam dunk. I'm just here to have you guys pick the finish, whether it be the shiplap siding or the board and batten siding. I'm prepared to do either, and either rusty metal corrugated roofing or galvanized roofing. And I don't care, I have all the materials on, deck. That's it, so you guys can choose how you want it.
Okay, thank you.
So in your motion, whoever makes the motion, just make sure you pick the roofing material and the siding.
And then, there wasn't a picture, but this is the rusty metal roof that I have. This is the siding that I have, and then this is board and batten that we've done on another place. And then I don't think there's a shiny galvanized, but you all know what it looks like. And I'm good with whatever.
We're going to, no public comment?
Nope.
Okay, we're going to ask for staff comment. Anything? Okay. Board members, does anyone have a comment?
What's Tammy want?
Metal,
Rusty metal? Boy, that's great.
Siding choice, because I'm
I don't care
fine.
about the
I think the clapboards look good. They
Yeah,
match
board
the
and
rest of it,
batten or the,
yeah.
I mean, it's up against a stucco building, so, I mean, I have the cement shiplap siding, and I already have the boards primed on all four sides for the board and batten, but I'll just house wrap it and it doesn't.
Both are appropriate. You want which one?
I think you're miscalling it shiplap.
Well,
You might be locked into that.
well, it looks like shiplap siding.
The smaller?
It's not T111 siding,
Elaborate?
with little strips on it.
Okay, so the
Oh,
what's
I won't
below
do
there.
that, like this.
Okay. Yeah,
I know
so,
it gets approved around here, but, you know.
well, we're gonna go with the T111.
I mean, I like the board and batten personally.
Yeah, I do too, but she likes the clapboard.
No,
I like
she
the
said she
board
was
and
okay
batten
with it.
too.
But whatever you would like.
Okay.
Alright, rusty metal roof, board and batten siding.
Okay, so he just made the motion.
Well, no, somebody on the
No, I
board has to
understand.
make a
I'd
motion.
like to make a motion on
So
application.
does anyone want to make that motion besides me?
Go for it.
Okay. Peter, it's you and me tonight. Well, Ed did, Ed, it's us three, okay. Yeah, I'm lying, it's not it. So, the motion is approved as shown, specifying board and batten and the rusty corrugated metal roof. Board and batten siding, rusty corrugated metal roof, there's already a wood window in there. Okay?
Need a second.
I'll second.
Second.
All right. Give it to Peter, he hasn't had one in a while.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion, the application passes.
And then, just so you guys know, we actually do exact replica windows, whatever diamond shapes or anything like that. We've been doing it for
Oh,
a
yeah.
while. So if you run up against someone who wants that, it can be done in.
But maybe that could be a resource for that last couple back.
And I was gonna say, I'll go with you, and if that lady's really destitute, like, I'll help her donate a window or something. We do charity work too, so.
Thank you, John. Okay, moving on to item number 7, 2319, 77 OK Street. It's a contributing building, residential. Jill Harding and Michael Brown, and you're Jill Harding.
I'm Jill Harding.
Hi, and you're going to present.
Yes, my husband Michael Brown is right there if he
Hi, Michael.
wants to add anything else. We bought Sam Presley's house at 77 OK Street. It's about just over 20 years old, so it's not historic, but it looks really cool and fits into the neighborhood very nicely. Sam, as I understand it, was a part of the original design review board, and he has built 4 houses inside of Old Bisbee and a number that are outside. So it's a very beautiful house, but not historic. What we would like to do is extend the current porch line out to include an 8x12 addition. And that 8x12 addition will enclose an 8x8 bathhouse. And the bathhouse will open up onto the deck and pool area that is behind the house.
And that's your presentation?
I think you have the packet that has all the pictures that have
we're all
been
familiar.
drawn, and Grady Meadows drew up some plans for that. Bill Bonacker came and gave his opinion, so I feel like a lot of people who have been involved in building homes in Bisbee have helped us design something that will fit in nicely in that piece of land that we have, and that will work out well for OK Street.
Okay. And do we have any public comment? No? Okay. Do we have any staff comment? No? Okay. Do we have a board discussion? I'd like to start it by asking, you have a 4-foot passage there, is that why it's an 8x12?
Yes, the fourth,
It's like a...
Joe came out a couple times, and he gave us, we originally thought we would build a small separate building, but Joe gave us a good idea of extending the roof line, and there would be a 4-foot breezeway that goes through that, and you'd have to walk around it to go into the bathhouse, which would then open up onto the deck and patio pool area.
And you had 3 windows in the application, but there
I
are
was
4 on
wrong.
it. Yeah, that's fine.
It's 4.
That's fine, I just wanted to put it in the record.
Yes.
And I did have a question for Ms. Williams. Why is it a C, contributing, if it's a modern building?
I don't know, because Amanda took in the application,
Okay,
and I didn't go back to check.
okay, well, that's not a big deal, but...
I can check and let the board know.
Yeah, contributing, it does make a big difference for contributing. I have another question. What are the current window materials? You're gonna match your existing windows. What are those materials?
It's a double hung window that 2x3, and the materials, they're metal
Metal
or
clad?
aluminum.
Okay.
Metal or
So they're
vinyl.
aluminum on the
I
outside?
don't think
metal
they're
wood?
vinyl, I
Is
think
it
they're
wood
metal.
or-
Yeah.
Okay, so they're wood with the clad or
Yes.
metal? Okay, okay, thank you. Any more board discussion? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item number 23-19.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Any opposed? The application passes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For your help with this.
That next agenda item is agenda item 8, application 2320, 816C Tombstone Canyon. It's of undetermined status, and it's residential, and James Tosh is going to present.
So I'd just like to recuse myself from this one, because I worked for them in the past, so.
Okay. It actually is if you're in a financial arrangement. Having had him as a client doesn't negate.
Are,
I'm right? Yeah.
so are you gonna recuse yourself or stay?
Now he's getting nervous. He's like, what happened down the gulch?
You can stay.
Yeah, I'll stay.
Okay, thank you.
The plan is to install new windows in lieu of the ones that are there presently. They're old, splintered. They can be restored, but it would take me a very long time, and I just feel that new and more efficient windows would serve the look, which will be identical in the grid style. As far as visibility, I don't think anyone is going to be wiser, and it's certainly going to make the house, a lot more cozy.
Is that your presentation? It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
simple.
pretty simple.
Yeah. Do we have any, no, we have no public comment, do we?
No.
Okay. Staff comments?
Dan, these were grills inside the glass?
No, you asked me that.
Okay. I
So,
remember asking that.
they're called, it's a simulated grill. That's what we call,
It's mounted on the
the
face.
exterior.
The exterior.
On top of the glass, so they're gonna be on top. So the grids will be, identical. Where you see the groupings of 3 windows, you get 6, 4, 6, so it'll be identical.
And I was unclear, it looked like they were vinyl in the...
These are gonna be vinyl, bronze exterior, and white interior.
Okay, so the vinyl, but the vinyl is the bronze color?
On the exterior.
Okay, so it's not clad wood or anything. And also, I was kind of unclear about the divisions of the buttons on the windows, because it did say there were 4, but it was on a window that seemed to have 12, 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom.
The reason why that is, the reason why you see the buttons on the bottom is because Gelwood did not have any brochures to indicate that particular window style.
Yeah, I just found it a little bit
So the bottom, so the bottom will be one line. So
Okay, on all of them?
on all
Yes.
of them.
Okay.
So they're going to be,
But here you have some casement windows that are 6s. Are you replacing those exactly right here? Sorry.
I gave them all the pictures of the windows to the house that were in your last application.
Are they gonna look like
these
that?
are those are not casement.
Oh, they're not?
No, those are single home. Yeah, they look. It's hard to.
So they're just barn sash? They don't move?
Those windows there are, it's kind of an anomaly. Those windows do not presently move. You can
Right,
take
they look
them-
like they're barn sash on their
They're
side.
just-
Yeah.
It's, I think that was just whatever the previous owner did.
And then I saw glass block in there. Is that something you wanted to do?
Yeah, on the basement, there's 2 windows, there's 2 open spaces, rather, and I want to glass block those with vents.
For the basement.
Yeah, and I think you
There's
can.
about 2 feet up, there's about 24, 30 inches up off the ground. And I feel that I was going to go ahead and just go ahead and articulate new windows with, you know, like 4 lights, but I thought, I think this is gonna be a more protective measure.
Okay. And these are all framed openings that are gonna remain exactly the same size they are now?
Same size.
Okay. And I know that the new guidelines do not have an option for vinyl. I know in the past, we have allowed vinyl on some.
Yeah, all the applications in this application
We're from the past.
were from the old guidelines.
Okay.
Anything turned in prior to April 1st
Yeah.
will be under the old guidelines. Anything turned in after April 1st will then be under the new
Okay.
guidelines.
And do you have any new?
I only have one application turned in, but John and Tammy did it before April 1st, so they're still under the old guidelines.
Okay. And Joe, do you feel good that you know what windows he's getting and what they're gonna look like? They're gonna be applied muttons on the muttons on the front, right? And then-
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Okay.
From what we talked about here.
And is everybody okay with that? Does everybody understand what that's like? You know, there's one between the glass, which are kind of losers anyway. And if they're vinyl, they're just gonna sag. I am concerned about the vinyl sagging when the sun hits it over time. Joe and I have talked about this a lot, that vinyl breaks down fairly quickly. The thing that I find redeeming about vinyl, and I know I've said it before, is that they may not last long, but they fill the purpose at the right price. Maybe not even the right price anymore, I don't even know what they go for, but they do fill a purpose that if you leave the framing, the building's framing intact, then anybody can come in and put another window in there, whether it be wood or some composite that somebody comes up with in the future that would match that. So I sort of don't, I don't really, I know this is a contributing structure, and it may lessen the degree to which it's contributing to have vinyl windows, but I sort of think that in the past, if you wanted to propose clad at this point, but if you want to stick with vinyl, you know, I just would like to know where you stand on that. Do you want to do vinyl?
And I will say, we assume that it's contributing. We don't know.
A vinyl, you know, in any way, shape, or form.
I'm sorry.
I would, if I had my druthers, I would just get, I would get wood clad. But the cost is prohibitive. We're talking an $8,000 package, which I'm looking at now, $8,700 versus say a $20,000 package.
Right. Okay.
And so.
Do we have any more board comments? In this one, because this is what he's presented, it was presented with the old rules, and it can be changed 5, 10, you know, and I hate to say it, but vinyl probably doesn't have more than 10? Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it, if it makes 10. I think I'm gonna make a motion, if that's okay with everybody. That we approve as presented. I am going to ask Mr. Ward to just make sure they match and that the framing is what you thought it was. And since you're keeping the same dimensions of the framing, I'm going back down a different trail here. I'll try to sum it up. But since you're keeping the framing the way it is, I think vinyl is not the best thing in the world, as you know, but it's a budgetary, and we've done it before, and I think we can do it now. So I'm going to move that it's approved as presented.
Okay.
And I asked that Mr. Ward update us in the future when they're in, that they were indeed what we thought, because I just couldn't tell. There was a lot of stuff going on in these photos, and I know you don't want to keep you probably don't want to keep the big picture. That was not part of the motion. Should I do it again?
Let me see if I got your motion.
I go down a rabbit hole, it's horrible.
Right.
I
So,
think I got it.
Okay, go ahead, Peter.
Well, you want me to second?
Well, no, I don't think I actually gave a good motion.
well, I think I have it.
It sounded like a motion to me.
I know,
Yeah.
I felt like
So-
Opie going fishing with his dad.
So I have Mr. Taylor approved as presented and asked that Mr. Ward, once the windows are put in, match what was,
You are the best. I love you. That's
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, once the windows are put in,
Joe will make
Joe will
sure that
just
they're
make sure
what,
that they were what we wanted to do.
what the application stated.
Or it could be before they go in if you want.
so I don't order a complete set of different windows.
Well, no, it's just that we just need to, because we're allowing it, because the dimensions are going to be kept, that it's just gonna end up, the vinyl windows weren't even approved in the old regulations, but people brought it to us and we did approve it, so. I think we can do that here. And I just wanted to get Joe to bring it, instead of you coming back and telling us what it was like, Joe can do that.
And basically keeping the same window openings.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, the historic, so that they look like the historic windows, that's what Mr. Tosh is saying to us. So, Peter, did you second that?
By all means.
Okay,
All
he's the
those in-
secondest guy.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion, the application passes. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Okay, somewhere in here is,
Do you want me to get it? I have it.
I have it, oh, here it is.
Okay.
Okay, agenda item number 9, the approval of the March 8th, 2023 Design Review Board Special Meeting Minutes. I hope everyone read them. I move we approve those minutes.
I second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Agenda item 10, review, discussion, and possible approval of the Design Review Board 2022 Annual Report to be presented before Mayor and Council at their April 18th, 2023 regular meeting. Did everybody read them? Okay.
I wrote a damn thing.
I know, but did you read it while you were writing it? I move that we approve as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Agenda item
Hold on.
11, I can really move a meeting along.
All those in favor?
Oh, that's right, I'm not doing it.
Any opposed?
He wants to get out of here.
The annual report passes.
Agenda item 11, review, discussion, and possible approval of the updated Design Review Board application packet.
So, at the last meeting, when we were discussing the future agenda items for the annual report, it was suggested that an acknowledgement for any deviation be added into the application packet. I also updated the application packet to reflect the new developed standards that are now in place.
And I assume everybody read that, and I move that we approve as presented. Peter?
That surprised you. No,
We don't have to approve it tonight if you don't want.
Steve, and
Oh,
I know
okay.
that he's having a terrible tragedy in his family in England, so I don't know if we could postpone it to the next
absolutely.
meeting so he has a shot at the discussion.
Yeah, he's on a plane tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to postpone it. I know we're
Okay.
dragging it out, but I would like to postpone it until he has a chance to be here.
Okay. Now, the only question I have, or the only comment I was going to ask for was, did the board have any comments or suggestions other than what I put in for them to acknowledge? Was this wording okay, or did you need something else? So the applicant and the homeowner, if they're two different ones, they're gonna initial any deviation from the approved scope of work for a project to include but not limited to product or material changes will require the applicant to contact the building official with the new scope of work for the product or material changes along with an explanation for the deviation/change. Those deviation/change may require the applicant to go back before the design review board for additional approval. And then I put the code in there.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Okay.
No, I have no problem with that at all. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
But I
Okay.
think waiting for Stephen is
Oh,
right,
that's
'cause
fine.
I
I
know
just-
this has been a
yeah.
2-year thing for him.
Yeah, I just wanted to know about the wording so that when we could bring it back, I didn't need to change it.
Okay, so we will table that for tonight. Now we have staff comments. Anybody have staff comment?
Just the ones that are on here, those were administratively approved by Mr. Ward.
Okay.
We didn't know.
And, we have our comments.
Future agenda items?
Yeah, I have one. Does anyone else have any? Okay. The last page of your, maybe not the last page, but near the last page of your annual report had a great summary of the projects that came before the design review board over the last 12 months, or maybe it was up till December, but anyway, and it showed whether they were approved. That to me is the basis of what I've talked about previously with Nina, of trying to keep some sort of maybe a diary or a logbook or a compass for our, and frankly like that one, for our sailing here. I think that that's a great start. What I'd like to do, and it may be already, I know we're not discussing, but it may already be provided, but I would like a clear summary of approvals and denials or actions, period, be provided to Mr. Ward to facilitate his construction approvals. I would like to see us sort of maybe all pass that around and
Okay, so I'm not quite sure what you're asking for the next meeting. I'm sorry.
I'm not asking anything. I'd like to see, I assume it's not done, but I would like to see, so he knows if he gets a plan that deviates from what was approved. We're not gonna do super detail, but if he got a plan that deviated and it looks like they're tearing down half the building.
Okay.
Or, whatever, or going up too high on one portion, that he can then say, well, that's not what this little summary says, so, maybe, because you can't be here every night, and I appreciate that you are, and since I've been here, you've been here every night, and that's great. But I would like to have something.
Okay, I got you now. I understand.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any other stuff? Okay, I move that we adjourn. It is 6:34.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
All those
That
in
was a great
favor?
meeting, right?
Aye.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. It must have been